She laughed. You really think I'd ever introduce you to my parents? Right in front of her friends. I just smiled and said, Don't worry, you won't have to. Then I left without another word. Later that night, her best friend texted me something that made me sit up straight. I'm 29, work in digital marketing, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought I was in a solid relationship. Her name was Jessica. We'd been together for 2 years. Not perfect, but I thought we were building something real. I was wrong. Let me back up a bit. Jessica and I met at a mutual friend's birthday party. She was funny, ambitious, working her way up at a tech startup. We clicked immediately. Within 3 months, she'd basically moved into my apartment. We fell into this comfortable rhythm, grocery shopping on Sundays, Netflix every weeknight, weekend brunches at our favorite spot downtown. I thought I knew her. I thought we were solid. Sure, there were small things. She never really wanted me to meet her parents, always had excuses. They're traditional, she'd say. I want to wait until we're more serious. 2 years felt pretty serious to me, but I didn't push. She also spent a lot of time with her college friends, which I thought was healthy. Independence in a relationship, right? I had my own friends, my own hobbies. I trusted her. The night it all blew up was supposed to be casual. Jessica invited me to meet her at this trendy bar downtown, where she was hanging out with her college friends. I'd met a few of them before, but this was a bigger group, maybe 7 or 8 people. I showed up around 8, found her at a table near the back, surrounded by mostly women and one guy I didn't recognize. She waved me over, didn't get up, didn't kiss me hello, just a wave. First red flag I ignored. I sat down in the empty chair next to her, ordered a bourbon on the rocks, tried to join the conversation. They were talking about some trip they all took to Miami last year. I wasn't there, obviously. Jessica had told me it was a girls' trip, and I'd encouraged her to go, even helped her book the flight. So I just listened, nodded along, laughed when appropriate. I felt like an outsider, but I figured I'd warm up to the group eventually. Then one of her friends, Melissa, turned to me with this bright smile and said, So when are you finally meeting Jess's parents? You guys have been together forever, right? Like 2 years? I started to answer, something casual like, hopefully soon. But before I could get the words out, Jessica laughed. Not a nervous laugh, not an uncomfortable laugh. A genuine, dismissive laugh that cut through the noise of the bar. She looked at Melissa, then at me, and said, You really think I'd ever introduce him to my parents? The table went dead silent. I felt my face get hot, that prickly sensation you get when you've been slapped in public. Someone coughed. The guy across from me suddenly became very interested in his phone. Another friend stared into her wine glass like it held the secrets of the universe. Jessica just sat there smirking, swirling her martini, like she'd made a joke only she understood. I could feel everyone's eyes on me, waiting to see how I'd react. Would I yell? Would I defend myself? Would I shrink down and pretend it was funny? I didn't do any of that. I looked at her, really looked at her, and for the first time in 2 years, I felt like I was seeing a stranger. I smiled. Not a fake smile, but the kind of smile you give when you've just figured out the punchline to a joke you didn't know you were part of, and said, Don't worry, you won't have to. Then I stood up, dropped a 20 on the table for my drink, and walked out. I heard someone say, Dude, what the hell? Behind me, maybe directed at Jessica, but I didn't turn around. I didn't need to see her face. I got in my car and drove home. My hands were shaking the whole way. Not from anger, from adrenaline, from the sudden, crushing realization that I'd wasted 2 years of my life on someone who saw me as a joke. I expected her to text me, call me, something, apologize, explain, beg me to come back. But my phone stayed silent for 3 hours. I sat on my couch, staring at the wall, replaying the moment over and over. What did I miss? How did I not see this? Was I just a placeholder? A warm body to fill space in her life until something better came along? Then, at 11:47 p.m., My phone buzzed. But it wasn't Jessica. It was her best friend, Lauren. We'd always gotten along well. She was the one who'd told Jessica I was a good guy when we first started dating, who'd vouched for me. She was calm, reasonable, the kind of person who didn't do drama. The text said, "Hey, I need to tell you something. Can you call me?" I stared at that message for a full minute before I called her. My stomach was in knots. She picked up on the first ring. "Hey," she said. Her voice was tight, shaky, like she'd been crying or was about to. "What's going on?" I asked. "I'm so sorry about tonight," she said. "That was completely fucked up. I told Jess that in the parking lot. But there's more you need to know, and I can't keep quiet anymore." My stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" "Jessica's been seeing someone else. For like 6 months. I couldn't breathe. The room tilted. "What?" "His name is Connor. He's some finance bro she met at a networking event back in April. She's been telling us you guys are basically over, that you're just, I don't know, convenient. She said she's waiting for the right time to break up with you, but honestly, I think she just likes having you around. Financial security, emotional support, whatever. I didn't know the full extent until tonight when she was laughing about you after you left. She said you're too nice to make a fuss, that you'd just accept whatever she told you. And I couldn't sit with that anymore. You don't deserve this." I felt numb. 6 months? Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you knew. I thought maybe you guys had some weird arrangement. But tonight made it clear you had no idea. And that's not okay. I thanked her. I don't remember what else I said. My brain was static. I hung up and sat there in the dark until 3 a.m, just processing. 6 months, half a year. All those nights she said she was working late, all those weekends with the girls, all those times she'd been distant or distracted. She'd been with him. Then I started planning. Update 1, Jessica finally texted me the next afternoon. "Hey, can we talk? I think you overreacted last night." Overreacted. Like I was the problem. I didn't respond. Instead, I called my buddy Marcus, who works in IT security. I asked him a hypothetical question about shared cloud storage and whether someone could access another person's backups. He explained it to me. Turns out, Jessica and I had been using the same iCloud family plan for over a year to save money, her idea, ironically, which meant I technically had access to her photo backups if I knew her login, which I did because she'd used my laptop 100 times and her password was saved. I'm not proud of what I did next, but I was hurt and angry and I needed to know the truth. I logged in, and there it was. Hundreds of photos. Her and this Connor guy. Vacations I thought she took with work friends. Romantic dinners. Hotel rooms with rose petals on the bed. There was even a photo of them from 2 months ago at what looked like his family's lake house, both of them in matching Christmas sweaters, his arm around her waist, her leaning into him with the kind of smile she used to give me. I felt sick. I downloaded everything. Then I logged out and cleared my search history like I was committing a crime. She called me that night. I didn't pick up. She left a voicemail, her voice sweet, almost annoyed. "Look, I'm sorry I embarrassed you. I was drunk and stupid. Can we please just talk? I miss you." I texted back. "We can talk tomorrow. Coffee at Brewed Awakening, 2 p.m. She replied immediately, "Okay, thank you. I love you." I stared at those 3 words. I love you. Did she? Had she ever? I didn't respond. Update 2. She showed up 15 minutes late, wearing the blue sundress I'd bought her for her birthday. She sat down across from me, smiling like nothing had happened, like she hadn't humiliated me in front of her friends, like she hadn't been living a double life. "Hey," she said, reaching for my hand across the table. "I'm really sorry about the other night. I don't know what I was thinking. I was drunk and being stupid." I pulled my hand back. "Tell me about Connor." Her face went white, literally drained of color. "What?" "Connor. The guy you've been seeing for 6 months. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. Who told you that? Does it matter? It's not what you think, she said, and I almost laughed, because that's what they always say. We're just friends. Stop. I pulled out my phone, opened the photos folder, and slid it across the table. I have about 300 photos that say otherwise. Her hand shook as she picked up the phone. She scrolled for maybe 5 seconds before she put it down, her eyes filling with tears. How did you... iCloud family plan, I said. You're terrible at technology, by the way. You should probably change your password. She started crying. Real tears this time, not the manipulative kind she'd use when she wanted something. These were panicked, desperate tears. I didn't mean for this to happen. Connor and I we connected. We met at this event and started talking, and it just happened. But I do care about you. I didn't want to hurt you. You didn't want to hurt me, I repeated slowly. But you humiliated me in front of your friends, spent 6 months lying to my face, and let me think we had a future together while you were planning your life with someone else. I was confused, she said. I didn't know how to end things with you. You're so good to me. You're stable and kind and convenient, I finished for her. That's the word Lauren used. Convenient. She flinched. She had no right. She had every right, I said. She's a better friend to me than you ever were a girlfriend. We're done, Jessica. I want you out of my apartment by the end of the week. I'll stay at Marcus's place until you're gone. Leave your key on the counter. She grabbed my hand across the table, her nails digging into my skin. Please, can we just talk about this? I'll end things with Connor. I'll do whatever you want. I made a mistake. Please. I pulled my hand away and stood up. No, we can't. And you should know. I already talked to the landlord this morning. The lease is only in my name. You have no legal right to stay. So pack your stuff and get out. I left her sitting there, crying into her cold coffee. I'd already talked to my landlord that morning, explained the situation. He was sympathetic, told me I had every right to ask her to leave. Update 3. She moved out in 3 days. Lauren helped her pack, texted me updates so I'd know when it was safe to come home. She's taking the coffee maker, one text said. I didn't care. She could take whatever she wanted. I just wanted her gone. Lauren texted me after, she's a mess. But you did the right thing. I'm proud of you. I blocked Jessica on everything. Phone, social media, email. I even blocked Connor, though we'd never spoken and never would. I needed a clean break, a fresh start, no reminders. 2 weeks later, Lauren texted me again. Are you sitting down? My heart sank. What now? Connor broke up with Jessica. I actually laughed out loud in the middle of the grocery store. Why? Apparently he didn't know she was still in a relationship with you. She told him you guys broke up last year, that you were just roommates finishing out a lease. When he found out the truth, I think someone from our group told him, he lost it. Called her a liar and a cheater and blocked her on everything. Karma, I said, and I meant it. There's more, Lauren said. She tried to go back to her parents' house. They kicked her out. What? Why? Her mom found out about the whole thing. Jessica's parents loved you, by the way. They thought you were going to propose. Her mom had been asking about you constantly. When they found out what Jessica did, her mom told her she was embarrassed to call her daughter. Said she didn't raise her to be a cheater and a liar. I didn't know how to feel about that. Part of me felt vindicated, like the universe was balancing the scales. Part of me just felt sad. Sad for the time I'd wasted. Sad for the person I thought Jessica was. Sad for the future I'd imagined that would never exist. Final update. It's been 3 weeks since I walked out of that bar. Jessica's apparently staying with Melissa now, the same friend who asked the question that started everything. I heard through Lauren that she's been trying to reach out to me through mutual friends, asking if I'd give her another chance. saying she's learned her lesson and grown as a person in 3 weeks. I won't. Last week, I went on a date with someone new. Her name's Rachel. We matched on Hinge. She's a 4th-grade teacher, loves hiking, has a golden retriever named Pepper. On our first date, we talked for 3 hours and closed down the restaurant. On our second date, she asked me, "So when do I get to meet your friends? I want to know the people who are important to you." I smiled and said, "Whenever you want." She squeezed my hand across the table and said, "Good answer." I'm not healed yet. Some days I still think about Jessica, about what I missed, about how someone can lie to your face for 6 months and sleep next to you at night. I think about all the signs I ignored, all the red flags I explained away because I wanted to believe we were happy. But I'm getting there, and I know now what I won't accept. I won't be someone's backup plan. I won't be someone's joke. I won't be convenient. Lauren told me yesterday that Jessica's been posting cryptic Instagram stories about losing the one and regret, and if I could turn back time. I haven't looked. I don't need to. That chapter is closed. I'm moving forward. I'm building something new. And honestly, I've never felt lighter.